It's 8:36 p.m. on Monday night in Kingston, and I just arrived, having left Barbados this morning at 4 a.m. for Kingston. I just want to tell you briefly what happened. I don't want to bore you. I don't want to bang on, but it's important for you to understand what took place today. We go on a 6 a.m. flight. I should have known that there was a foreboding feeling in my belly when I got in the departure lounge at Grantley Adams International, and there was no Caribbean Airlines on the departure schedule. It was all the ads. I could see the Caribbean Airlines flight, so I knew it was there. But that was my sign. That was my signal. Got on the plane, and the plane was scheduled to go Trinidad, Antigua, Kingston. So we got to Trinidad. I'm sleeping the whole way. Trinidad, sleeping hard. I woke up halfway to Antigua, and as we're descending into Antigua, the pilot says, okay, the equipment we need to refuel or start up the engine again after we land is not in Antigua, so we have to go to St. Martin. That's just, right? It didn't seem like that much of a diversion. I looked on the map. I'm like, small issue. As long as I get to Kingston by midday, I got to work at 4:30. So we land in St. Martin. We sit on the tarmac maybe for an hour, at which point the pilot comes back on and says, here we're going on. We're going back to Trinidad to change plane. I beg your pardon? Kingston is right there. No, we're going back because their staff had worked the number of hours they were only allowed to work or whatever. So now I'm starving. We haven't eaten anything. I didn't eat any breakfast. My mother asked me, have you eaten something? I said, Caribbean Airlines is the best. They give you a lovely hot meal on this flight. So we weren't going to get a hot meal, and then they extended the flight back to Trinidad for an hour and 20 minutes so they could give us service, and we had some lunch. Get back to Trinidad, change planes, get on the next plane, and the staff on the next plane, they're vexed. They're vexed with us. The woman, like one of the air hostesses, shoved me out the way as I got on the plane. She's trying to deal with some Spanish-speaking Venezuelans that she can't communicate with, and she was frustrated. As long as she's okay. Because by this time, we are incensed. That plane bonded. Everybody on that plane bonded. We get back on now in Trinidad. Then we have to fly to Antigua. Then we have to wait in Antigua, pick up more people. And I got to Kingston 8.5 hours after my scheduled arrival time. But that's not what hurt me so much as, things happen, things are out of your control. But the things that you can control, like a little empathy from the staff. The staff were a bit like, as long as I get back to Trinidad, because my hours, like they were talking about their worries. But they're paid to be there. We're clients. The man would not give me peanuts. I asked for peanuts. I was starving. Obviously, with 12 hours, we'd had one meal. And he said, no, we can't get peanuts in Kingston. So those are for the return flight. Honestly, the old me would have gotten on a lot worse. But luckily, I found yoga and my inner peace and compassion. So I just left it. But believe you me, I'll be writing a letter to all concerned. The other thing, and I'll finish with this, is that the head of the staff on the plane, like he would come over and say, we want to thank you very much for traveling Caribbean Airlines. It's been a pleasure serving you today. We hope. And I was like, he's going to do the same script as he normally does because he can't pretend that this didn't happen. We spent 10 hours up and down the Caribbean so that you could change your flight staff. And, so much work missed today. People take that 6 a.m. flight to work Monday. Humba.